Guess we're gonna be here for a minute. Looks like they have a few calls to make. What are you gonna do? Well, yeah, Ezra wouldn't be worrying about calling anybody. Yeah, that's a good question. I just thought I'd stretch my legs. Oh, I was looking at him like I thought his other leg was missing too. Just thought I'd stretch my legs, on firm ground. I didn't realize this place would be floating on barrels. Back when I was driving long hauls, that's when the real big trucks now. I sometimes wouldn't leave the cab but to pump gas. I took my meals in there, slept in there, changed my socks in there, the whole thing. So one time I was hauling a bunch of big spools, telephone wire I think, actually, up from California to Washington State. You know where that is? It's way out on a map. It's kind of like to the left of here, more or less. In between California and Washington, there's a place called Oregon, and you can't pump your own gas there. They have a guy who does it called a gas jockey, and you'd better not even open your door or they'll get all suspicious. I drove through California and into Washington and refueled in the middle of Oregon, and so I didn't set foot out of my truck for a whole day. When I came out of that cab, the ground rushed up like it missed me. Gave me a big old kiss right on the chin, right there. What I'm saying is, hell, I forget. Oh, what am I talking about? It's important to take breaks. Exactly. Don't forget that. And don't say I never taught you anything. Well, I guess I'll head back aboard. Might see if I can find any good stuff stashed maybe in the spice cabinet? Maybe in the medicine cabinet? That's where it belongs. Hell, who am I talking to? Don't listen to me, kid. I'll see you in a few. Conway is just not doing well. It just jumps in the water. Yeah. No, that's the correct... What? What? Christ. You have 23 new messages. I remember going to a house in Aroostook County, Maine. I was 2. We were moving. We were driving up in a white Nissan station wagon with faux wood paneling. It was the first time that I'd seen the house that I was going to live in for the next 7 years. The bear in the background, being washed in the bathroom sink. I was just parking my car. I had to parallel park it. The street that I lived on was full. It just got cold today, for the first time in a long time, so I had the heat on. And whenever you have the heat on in an old car, it definitely smells a certain way. It smells kind of like... You can smell that it's hot. You can feel it too. The smell is from the car itself, like from the engine. There's been a lot of smoking going on in that car, so it's not exactly a pleasant smell. But it's definitely strong and it's definitely there. With the windows down, you can also smell that it's cold, so you get both. That feeling together is super familiar if you've been in old cars a lot. Anyway, I was parking and I had to go in and out about like 3 times. But when I finally finished parking, it was perfect. Both wheels against the curb. That's when I had the double memory of when I first learned how to drive, and my mom taught me how to parallel park, and she told me this story about when her dad, who was a motorcycle cop, taught her how to parallel park. Every time she parallel parked, he would take out a dime, and if he could fit the dime between the wheel of her car and the curb, then she had to do it again. She didn't do that for me, but every time that I got upset about having to do it again, she would tell me that at least I didn't have to be on a dime's distance away from the curb. Learned how to drive in the fall, and I got that smell a lot during the time. I don't know when my mom learned to drive. These are interesting. Oh, probably going to school. Can't sleep because the trees are scraping against my window, and it reminds me of a tongue scraping against my skin. What? I'm about to cross an ocean. I worry about my dog. I can't sleep anywhere near a place where gas is sold. Not when it's being sold, but when it's not being sold. It was tough to hold on to the snake, but yeah, my hands are pretty damp. I remember the number 10 in a flashcard with a turkey on it. It had a yellow background. frogs are loud too. Just music. Not a whole lot. I guess I was walking. I was in a stroller in the treetop park in Florida. My mother accidentally pushed me into a spider web and I freaked out a lot. I think that's the first thing I remember. We were sent for. That's not ominous. Keep hearing these noises whenever I close my eyes. It's like bells ringing, and the bells aren't metal bells or ceramic bells, the kind of bells that you normally hear. They're like this weird, can't even describe the material, it's just resonance, just ringing, resonance. And as soon as I open my eyes again, there's nothing. I remember driving across an old dirt road. My birthday party at McDonald's in Hawaii. I got a toy that I didn't like and I broke it. Clicking. Getting caught by my neck in the jungle gym. Or maybe it was crying out loud so that a monster truck rallied that my parents had to take me out. And they missed the show. One of those two. Huh, seriously? Retreating music. Whether I wear boots or sneakers, my feet always feel damp. Cold and damp. Well, I was hoping that you'd be able to tell me why I can't sleep. It seems like it's been a long time. It seems like it's time to sleep now. End of messages. Well, that was interesting. Don't you go diving in too. It's actually really cold and kind of dangerous. Did you say where he was going? He's looking for the good stuff. I see. Still thirsty. Kate keeps some diet soda in the broom closet, but you didn't hear that from me. It's next to the bleach. Bring a flashlight. Oh, no, that's not what he's looking for. So, any important messages? Every single one. Where are you headed tonight, small man? Just following my friends. Is that young one your friend? We met Ezra earlier tonight. He's been very helpful. Hoping we return the favor once we get back above ground. Poor kid's been sleeping at a bus station and just lost track of his folks. He'll be alright. Some more at home down here than any of us. He's more at home down here than any of us. Trust me, I have an eye for it. Kate, thanks for calling. How are you feeling? Hope I didn't wake you. No, I can't really get comfortable enough to sleep anymore, except in the car. Oh, not driving, in the passenger seat, reclined. Eric drove me around the reservoir this afternoon, and I got an hour or two in. Couldn't get settled in bed, so I was just watching TV and some cooking show about high-concept junk food, and everyone from my high school chemistry class was there, except making cupcakes out of old bicycle parts. I think I might have dozed off a bit, actually. Honestly, this baby can come out whenever he wants. I'm completely over it. For you sound really confident. Oh, it's all an act. I'm actually... Phone line makes a horrible sound. Whoa, God, the phones down here are such a mess. Hey, Kate, I really appreciate you checking in. I have your pager number, and so does Eric, just in case I'm too, distracted or whatever. I'll let you go. I should try to eat something. Try some of that lichen oil I left, just to help settle your stomach. Okay, thanks. Maybe I'll just chew on some ice. Talk to you soon, Kate. Hopefully. Just checking in on a client. Did I mention I'm a birth doula? Is everything okay? Wow, how does that fit with being a tugboat captain? Some women choose to come labor on the boat, actually. For the rest, I have a backup, just in case I can't get back to dry land in time. Been lucky and only had to lean on her a handful of times out of several hundred births. You never believe how many people are just born all the time. Is everything okay? Everything's great. Sounds like she's ready. Some women just know. It's amazing. Others are caught totally by surprise. Friend went back aboard. He's been drinking a bit. Oh, I should have pointed him towards the head. Glad you phoned. I was just thinking about you. Sorry I didn't call this week. I've been traveling constantly. That's fine. Visited the hospital yesterday. I went to visit Uncle Andreas, but they moved him. Now he's in a hospice care facility run by some old Polish nun. Everyone says it's very nice. I asked them about visiting, and they said he didn't want visitors. He's just being stubborn. Yes, that's typical of Andreas. I was thinking maybe if you came to visit, he would see you. All those afternoons you two would go drinking beers by the river. Don't you think it would mean a lot to him if he could say goodbye to you in person? Oh, Nadia, I'd never make it back in time anyway. It's true. You're a really long way from home, Clara. I suppose it can't be helped. Oh, here's Mother at the door. We're gonna go try to see him. Hope the tour is going well. Love you. Be careful. My sister back home. She's very depressed to me this time. She's very depressing to me this morning. My uncle Andreas is terminally ill and refuses visitors, and Nadia is making a stir about it. Doesn't bother you that your uncle is refusing visitors? I'm sorry to hear. Are you close? Yes, but only recently. He lived abroad for most of my life. I only met him a few years ago. My sister's older, so she knew him as a child, too. So I think our respect for him is distorted by sentiment. We must always take the dying at their word. Their motivations are beyond our understanding. The older man, he's swimming back to the Mammoth. No emergency, I hope. I hope there's paper. It's been a busy night. He's writing a letter? I hadn't heard that euphemism. Must be Lithuanian. Brennan approaches. I don't suppose any of you folks are headed past the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Can't get a hold of your ride? Yeah, my mom usually picks me up from work, but I got wrapped up in a card game and didn't call her in time. I had to ride this far, but... Yikes. Stranded? Yeah, it's no deal. It's no big deal. I'll just hang out and read or something until it's time to head back to work. Hey, you folks are traveling with that old guy, right? With the leg? Is he okay? Some earlier tonight, he came by the storage facility for some files. He totally bit it on the staircase. He's okay though, right? Yeah, he's sure. He's just been drinking a bit. You know how it is. Yeah, you'd have to be to dive into Echo like that. Well, have a good night or morning almost. Oh. Well, let's answer. Oh shit, Carrington. Oh, is that you? I guess so. You don't sound convinced. Well, it doesn't matter either way. I just dialed 0 and asked the operator to connect me to any open line on the river. I'm in need of an outside perspective, you see. Well, maybe you can help me out. I reckon you can. There's the score. Performance is at dawn. We're coming right up to it. None of the cast is here yet. That's okay. Hell, I'll enlist the audience if I have to. The stage crew, likewise, are delayed by bad weather. They may not make it in time. And they've got the props and the costumes with them. Well, I've done more with less. Good theater is always dangerous. My experimental stage production of The Death of the Hired Man can survive those tribulations, but there's one element still missing that is far more crucial. We can have theater without props, we can have stage without setting, we can, even without actors. There is no theater without light. Of course, my production, experimental though it may be, aspires to emulate its source material. Frost's poem is framed by 3 sources of light and their effects on its subject, Mary. First, Mary stares at a lamp of flame on a table in front of her, while waiting for her husband, Warren, to come home. Second, she distracts herself from a painful conversation by examining the moonlight on her apron. Third, she watches a little silver cloud pass over the moon, dimming it as Warren finds Silas dead in the next room. And yet, despite this rich tableau of moonlight, we perform underground in an old coal mine. What I mean is, where in this dusty, man-made cave, sheltered in soot from the light of dawn, is the moon? Where do you see it, in your mind's eye? What's the first solution that appears? Tell everyone to close their eyes and imagine the moon. It's minimalist, a bit sentimental, but addresses the issue head-on, which I like. No hasty aesthetic papering over, just concede the issue and invite everyone to develop the solution. I can already imagine the reviews. It may prove a bit controversial. You have a natural sensitivity for this kind of work. No, and availability. That is your strongest quality. Thanks. This quality, I feel, is habitually sold short. Keeping oneself available, open to vagaries of chance and experience, requires constant maintenance. It's a quality we have to nurture in ourselves. Our natural instinct is close ourselves off from risk and opportunity. A theologian I once happened to meet said, "Why make art? To quiet the mind, making it susceptible to divine influences." What kind of availability few of us ever attain. Well, hope you make it to the premiere, though it's coming up very quickly and I know you're still traveling. If so, I'll see you here at dawn. Safe travels, and thank you, as always, for your insight. So, we're just gonna drift along in the zero until we reach the destination. That's right. There is Ratliff Monument, if you ever need a headstone carved. For a loved one, I mean. Violet Ratliff never married, nevertheless bore 6 children. Earl, Kenny, Barb, Ron, young Earl, and Beauty. And for each birth, she locked the doors of Ratliff Monument for only 1 day, even with young Earl, when she was in labor for 36 hours. Well, that's what folks said, and I met her, and I believed them. She had unyielding disposition of a cliffside. None of Violet's children had any desire to go into monument making. Beauty thought it was all a bit ghoulish. There's some truth to that. Very little demand for monuments to the living, after all. The run of the shop fell at last to young Earl, the only Ratcliffe still at home when his mother finally passed at 82, and who then had the honor of engraving her headstone. He's done well for the most part. The shop was damaged in a flood several years ago. The showcase, a mock cemetery out front, was mostly washed away. Stone monuments bobbing violently in the torrents of the flood eventually sank and spread along the channel bottom downriver, and along in a graveyard for no human loss, visited by eyeless fish and adorned with indifferent wreaths of algae. If a few stray stones ended up at the bottom of the lake Leith, too, we'll never know. Young Earl is the last in his short line, professionally, and there's nobody around qualified to carve his monument, so he's already claimed one of those at the bottom of the river for himself. This is really... I actually like the echo more than I like the zero. Shannon, Ezra, the old man, and I stopped at Radvansky Center to make some quick cash.